Welcome to Holstein Connections, where we share the latest stories, insights, and news from Holstein Association USA and beyond. The largest dairy cattle breed association in the world, Holstein Association USA provides leadership, information, and services to help dairy producers worldwide be successful. Whether you're in the barn, on the road, or just tuning in for your dose of dairy news, we're glad you're here. This is Holstein Connections. Hello, Holstein enthusiasts. Today, I'm excited to welcome 3 Junior Advisory Committee members to the podcast. The Junior Advisory Committee is the governing body of the National Junior Holstein Association. The JAC functions as a sounding board for both members and advisors, providing leadership and oversight of the association's activities. Jon, Madison, and Maddie, thank you all so much for joining me today. Let's start with a brief introduction from each of you. Jon, you can go ahead and start us off.
Hi, my name is Jon Chapman. I am a 20-year-old junior from Turlock, California, where we milk 400 head of Holstein dairy cattle. I'm a 12th generation dairy farmer, and I'm planning on attending Iowa State University this fall and getting my bachelor's degree in agriculture systems technology.
Awesome. Thank you, Jon. Madison, you can go ahead and go next.
Hello, everyone. My name is Madison Mowrer, and I live in Hunterdon County, Pennsylvania. I am proud to represent Junior Holstein members as the at-large representative on the Junior Advisory Committee. I've grown up on my family's 8th-generation dairy farm where we milk about 350 cows, primarily Holsteins, but we also have red and white, Jersey, Brown Swiss, and Ayrshire cows. I recently graduated from the Juniata Valley High School, and I'll be attending Penn State this fall to obtain a bachelor's degree in animal science to stay connected in the dairy and agriculture industries throughout my future careers.
Thank you, Madison. And Maddie, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, too.
Hi, everyone. My name is Madeline Hensel. I'm from Pittsville, Wisconsin, and I represent Area 3 as that area's representative on the Junior Advisory Committee. I grew up showing registered dairy cattle alongside my sisters and was very involved in the Wood County, Wisconsin, and National Junior Holstein Association. I'm going into my 3rd and final year at the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point, majoring in psychology with a double minor in substance use and addiction studies and professional communication. This fall, I'll be applying into grad school, planning on pursuing a doctorate in clinical psychology with a specialization in rural healthcare.
Thank you all for the introductions. Madison, Jon, and Maddie, you make up 3 of the 6 members, representing 4 different geographical areas and then 2 at-large directors on the Junior Advisory Committee. And the 3 of you are all entering your 2nd year on the committee now. So thinking back to a couple years ago when you were getting ready to run for the Junior Advisory Committee, what inspired you to go for it in the first place? Maddie, if you could go ahead and start us off.
I started becoming involved in Junior Holstein leadership at the county level, helping with our local sale, the Purple Ribbon Sale in Wood County, and then planning different fundraisers throughout the year at the county level. Then on the Wisconsin Junior Advisory Committee, I served as vice chairman, and there had the opportunity to create the extemporaneous contest at the Wisconsin level, and then wanted to take my leadership to the national level.
And Jon, how about you? How did you become inspired to serve?
For our state conventions, I've always been involved pretty much since I've been a junior member. I've always wanted to help out other youth, so I wanted to take it to the national level, kind of help out a more nationwide youth rather than just the California base, and present some of my competition ideas and just get more involvement with other junior members. I like helping out at a national stage.
And finally, Madison, what was your inspiration?
I've grown up attending our state convention since I think I was 9. I've been competing in different knowledge and public speaking contests since I can remember. And as I've grown, I've become more of a leader in my county, and I've had the opportunity last year to serve as the president of the Pennsylvania Executive Board for Junior Holstein, which was a great opportunity. Through the roles in my county and my state, I've not only developed a love for the Holstein cow and the Holstein industry, but also a love for serving others. When I heard about the Junior Advisory Committee opportunity, I knew that it was something that I would be interested in, and I've been truly blessed to have been voted into this position and to get to work with these people.
So it sounds like each of you share some commonalities in starting at the local level and then progressing to the state level and then finally taking your leadership to the national level through the Junior Advisory Committee. In your own words, how would each of you describe the purpose of JAC and how you're able to serve other junior members through your role? Madison, we'll go ahead and kick it off to you for this next question.
To me, I feel like the purpose of JAC is to oversee national junior Holstein activities and to kind of act as the spokesperson between the junior members and the national board. We are able to update, add, or revise contests and other activities that we offer our junior members. I think the main point is kind of to serve as that spokesperson or that middle between national activities and our junior members.
And Maddie, what's your perspective on the purpose of JAC?
I feel that a big part of our role is really fostering engaging professional development opportunities for juniors through our various contests and events throughout the year, as well as for mentoring youth in the association, specifically in our area, but also across the nation.
And finally, John, what are your thoughts?
I think Maddie and Madison really sum it up really well. The JAC really, it's like a bridge between the adult association and the juniors. There's some of these youth out there that are really young and are just getting into national convention. And I think myself and other JAC members have really helped these juniors, help them get into these activities while also show the adult membership what these youth are doing and how these youth contests are really helping the future of agriculture, especially the dairy industry.
Absolutely. Thanks to each of you for sharing your perspectives on that. So you're all halfway through your time on the Junior Advisory Committees, and I want to know what has been your most memorable experience of serving on JAC so far. John, I'll send it back over to you to answer this one first.
So mostly at the conventions, probably one of my favorite parts is, of course, interacting with other youth, helping them out. But at the conventions especially, I've always liked the dances every night. I've always liked interacting with youth there. But of course, even at contests like Dairy Bowl, whenever we're waiting for another team to come in, we're always having a fun time with the other teams. I think just having fun with other youth is a really enjoyable experience, especially those younger kids that may not have as much confidence as the older kids that have been doing this for 10 years.
I know whenever I walk by the junior activities at convention, it does always look like there is plenty of fun being had by everyone. Madison, how about you? What has your most memorable experience been so far?
To say that my most memorable experience of serving on JAC so far would have to be our Great Gatsby dance that we held during one of the first evenings of National Convention this year. Leading up to the event, we had a lot of different Zoom calls trying to plan and piece everything together, as it was one of the first times we had like a themed dance at National Convention. We invited members to dress up and go all out for the Great Gatsby theme, but I was a little bit worried about whether or not people were going to dress up and go all out. And I think all of us can agree that there were some members that went above and beyond. They dressed up. They looked amazing. So it was great to kind of see that follow through, see the people want to be involved in something that we've worked for. On another level, though, at the dance, just getting to reconnect with friends from last year that I was able to meet, and in previous years, getting to reconnect with them at National Convention and make new friends of all ages while out on the dance floor. Absolutely my most memorable experience so far.
There were definitely some pretty awesome costumes at the Great Gatsby dance this year for sure. Maddie, how about for you? What has your most memorable experience been?
I think Madison and John shared some really great memories from National Convention, as that is one of our most memorable experiences throughout the year. Aside from National Convention, really enjoyed our spring planning meeting in Brattleboro, Vermont. The committee was able to see the headquarters and explore the location in Brattleboro, Vermont. There's plenty of artifacts all around the headquarters, and just being able to explore and meet the Holstein staff and collaborate with the committee was a really memorable experience.
Yes, that was a really good meeting. And I'm sure it was fun for you all as junior advisory committee members to see some of the rich history and meet people at the Holstein office there in Brattleboro too. It's certainly a unique building and setting. So you've all been mentioning and talking about National Holstein Convention, but for those who have never attended, describe what National Holstein Convention is like as a junior member. Maybe go into a little bit more detail about the contests that are available and what the energy and the enthusiasm at the event is like. Maddie, if you would get us started with that.
At National Convention, I would definitely say that it is a incredibly exciting and engaging atmosphere. There's Holstein youth from across the country and adults alike engaging and participating in different activities and contests. I want to really highlight the junior contests. We feature Dairy Bowl, Dairy Jeopardy, a variety of speaking contests through both prepared and extemporaneous speaking contests. And there's different interviews taking place for scholarships and the Distinguished Junior Member Award. And youth are recognized throughout the event for their hard work. Through these contests, youth exhibit their speaking skills, Dairy Bowl knowledge, teamwork, and just overall experience their love for the dairy cattle in a very unique setting, having people from across the country there.
Absolutely. John, do you have anything to add there?
It's just a great event for kids all over the country. You don't even have to have a Holstein background. I know from California, we even had one kid that was an exchange student from France that came, and he had a very enjoyable time. And he said he'd never experienced anything like this. He met so many new people, and I think the National Holstein Convention is a great way for youth to get to know each other and have just an overall great time.
It's a very welcoming environment, right? It doesn't matter what your connection to Holstein or dairy is. And like you said, John, we even welcomed a foreign exchange student. So that was a cool little tidbit that you shared. Madison, do you want to wrap us up here with any final thoughts on attending National Convention as a junior member?
Absolutely. Just to kind of add on what John was talking about, there doesn't even really have to be a connection to the dairy industry. You don't have to come from a farm background. If you have a passion or interest in dairy or in Holsteins, we're very inviting. We welcome everyone who has interest and wants to learn a little bit. To touch on the energy at the event, the energy is always high. Whether you're at a dance at 10:30 at night and you woke up early that morning for contests, the energy is always high. There's kids everywhere that are just so excited to see their old friends and to get to compete, and they're always anxious for the awards on Thursday morning. So it doesn't matter what time of day you catch us, energy is always high and we're always super excited to be there.
It's pretty easy to tell when you walk by the kids at convention that there's a lot of excitement and enthusiasm in the air. But beyond the National Holstein Convention, what other opportunities does the Junior Holstein Association provide to youth? What other sorts of things are available for them to be involved in? Madison, I'll send it back to you to start on your thoughts here.
I think one of the most important opportunities to me from attending the National Holstein Convention are the opportunities to meet people and establish connections and relationships with them throughout the week. There's countless opportunities to meet new people and meet other junior members who could end up being your best friends. I personally have made friends who I keep in touch with all year and look forward to seeing them at convention each summer. And to add on to that, there are many times where you could end up sitting at lunch or running into industry professionals throughout the week. They can teach you something about Holstein or about dairy or ag industries. They can answer your questions and possibly even help you with career exploration in the future. So the relationships that you can build through Junior Holstein are going to help you well beyond National Convention.
Absolutely. And it sounds like you've maybe experienced some of that yourself already, Madison, where connections that you maybe made at National Holstein Convention have come back around in the future. Maddie, from your perspective, what other sorts of opportunities does the Junior Holstein Association provide to junior members?
Just like Madison said, definitely building relationships and networking throughout the industry is a big piece. Other events specifically that the Junior Holstein Association provides junior members would have to be the junior national shows held throughout the year. Definitely a great opportunity to, like Madison said, meet other people, but also be able to exhibit your junior projects at those shows.
National Junior Holstein shows are certainly another great opportunity, Maddie, as you mentioned. Jon, what are your thoughts on opportunities provided by the Junior Holstein Association?
Pretty much Maddie and Madison stole the words right out of my mouth. Those national junior shows, Holstein USA does especially well with all the youth getting to meet old friends and maybe even new friends, and especially with the National Holstein Convention. I know I've met a lot of industry leaders there and have made bonds with people that will last my lifetime, probably even more.
Jon, I know the virtual interview contest is another one of our Junior Holstein Association contests that you've competed in. It's one of our newer contests. Do you want to share some more details about the contest and maybe the skills that you gained or were able to practice while you were competing in it?
So the virtual interview contest is probably my favorite contest through the National Holstein Convention. I really enjoyed it because it gave me more ways to showcase myself to other industry people and to help with my public speaking skills. Years past, I've not been the best public speaker, but I feel like the virtual interview contest has really helped me grow as a person in both public speaking and talking to other people. It's a really good contest for any youth to get into, even if you can't attend national convention. The contest is virtually over a computer, so you can pretty much do it wherever, and they're pretty good on dates, so you can do it whenever you want as well.
Yeah, that's something that I think is cool about the contest too, Jon, is even if you're not from a state like Wisconsin or California or Pennsylvania, like the three of you are that have pretty big and active state associations, you can still participate in the virtual interview contest. You don't need a team or other people from your state. Like you mentioned, it takes place at a different time than National Holstein Convention, so you can just compete in it from the comfort of your own home, which is great. Before we continue on with the podcast, let's take a quick break to learn a little bit more about the Junior Holstein Association and the virtual interview contest.
Are you a young person passionate about dairy and ready to take your involvement to the next level? The Junior Holstein Association is your home for connection, leadership, and growth. From contests and scholarships to networking with other young dairy enthusiasts across the country, there's something for everyone. Becoming a member is easy, just a one-time $30 fee, and you're in until you're 21. Get started today at our brand new website, juniorholstein.com. The future of dairy starts with you.
Applications are now open for the 2025 virtual interview contest. This online contest gives youth the opportunity to enhance their resume writing, cover letter development, and interview skills in a supportive real-world setting. Feedback from dairy industry professionals give youth actionable ways to grow. All Junior Holstein members ages 12 to 21 are encouraged to participate in the online contest. Resume and cover letters are due October 1st, 2025. Learn more and submit your application at juniorholstein.com.
Throughout the course of our conversation today, I think you've all alluded to the fact that you don't necessarily need to have grown up on a registered Holstein farm to be involved in the Junior Association. If someone is new to the dairy community or the Holstein world or doesn't even come from a farm background at all, how would you encourage them to get involved, or why should they get involved in the Junior Holstein Association? Maddie, I know that you didn't necessarily grow up on a farm, but you still became involved and have been quite successful, if you would want to speak to this question a little bit.
Absolutely. I grew up in central Wisconsin, surrounded by dairy cattle. My parents not working in agriculture, but got involved through 4-H and FFA at just 5 years old. I've grown up around it, but definitely was not born into the dairy industry. Through those youth organizations, I met different mentors throughout the industry, and they introduced me when I was 8 years old to the Junior Holstein Association. And again, like I said earlier, it started at the county level, then competing at the state level, which offered me the opportunity to compete at the national level. There, I was open to the world of the Junior Holstein Association and all of the different opportunities and friends that you can make throughout membership, and been super involved since.
You certainly have been very involved. Madison, on the other hand, I know you grew up on your family's dairy farm, which comes with its own set of unique challenges as well. How did you balance how you're involved on the farm and other responsibilities while also finding time to be involved in the Junior Holstein Association and even serving and being an engaged member on a higher level as a member of the Junior Advisory Committee?
Yeah, so I'm very fortunate to have a supportive family who understands my love for being involved in the Junior Holstein Association and activities surrounding dairy. When it comes to my work on the farm, I'm in charge of taking care of my show herd daily. And then besides that, I do whatever my dad might need help with. When I'm away at state or National Holstein Convention, I'm lucky to have a family who can help me out and pick up some of my work. But when I am home, time management is key. I have to prioritize what needs to be done in order to fulfill my roles as a JAC committee member, also in my Junior Holstein Association on the county and the state level. But I also have to make sure that I'm taking care of my ladies at home in the barn. So making sure that I can manage my time wisely and prioritize what needs done is the best way to balance the farm work and responsibilities outside of the farm.
Yes, time management is definitely a good skill to hone in on when you're young. So, thinking about the skills and connections that you've gained through the Junior Holstein Association, I'm curious to hear from each of you on how you think that those are helping shape the future. It sounds like you all have different education and career goals in mind, but how do you think that each of you can bring some of those skills or lessons that you learned through the Junior Holstein Association with you? Jon, we'll start with you for this one.
Through contests like the virtual interview contest and the speech contest, it's really helped public speaking, and through the Dairy Bowl contest, working as a team. These contests really give you the skills in order to work in the future agriculture industry and working with others. And of course, meeting industry professionals. Those industry professionals could one day be your boss. And you're always learning something new from these conventions. And I think that really helps myself and the youth for the future.
Madison, how do you think you'll use the skills gained through the Junior Holstein Association going forward?
I think the biggest part of Junior Holstein that has helped me with shaping my future career is just the connections and the opportunities that it's given me. Growing up, I changed my future career choices drastically through different industries. At some points, I thought I would be an elementary school teacher, a surgery tech, and a dance teacher. I always grew up loving the farm and working with animals, but I didn't want to have the hands-on milking cows every day. So because I knew I didn't want to be a dairy farmer, I didn't look into agriculturally related career choices. Through the Junior Holstein Association and attending National Convention, I was open to an entire world of agriculturally related careers that I didn't even know existed. As of right now, I'm planning to work in either a dairy promotion or checkoff program, and I think that that's absolutely due to my connections and experiences in the Junior Holstein Association, that they've been able to shape me and shape my future into staying in the dairy industry.
And Maddie, how about you?
I would have to say definitely the opportunities offered by the Junior Holstein Association are matched by none. We've been able to develop such professionalism skills and public speaking, as well as just the ability to effectively interact with people through being involved in the Junior Holstein Association, that we'll be able to effectively use that in our future professional careers, whether you're on the farm, in an agricultural business, or expand beyond that. I'm definitely looking forward to building more skills throughout a lifelong membership with Registered Holstein Cattle.
And what's one piece of advice that you would like to leave other Junior Holstein Association members with? Maddie, you can go first.
I would have to say, I would tell junior members to take every opportunity offered and don't be afraid to try new things. It's really important to cherish your time as a junior member because it does go by really quick, especially heading into my last couple of years here. I definitely know that, but definitely take every opportunity offered.
Great advice. Jon, what would your advice be?
My advice would be don't be shy. Get out there, go meet new people. I know I've made tons of new friends through the Holstein Association, and it doesn't even have to be through contests. It could be just from the icebreakers or the dances. I think that you'll make lifelong friends.
And Madison, how about you?
John, you took my words. Absolutely piggybacking on what John said. Just getting out there and making new friends and meeting new people is my biggest piece of advice for junior members. You never know what knowledge or experience another junior member might have that you don't, that you could learn from them or connect with them from. While catching up with old friends is great and is so fun at National Convention, don't be afraid to branch out and talk to someone else and make new junior Holstein friendships.
All right, now we're going to officially wrap up the interview with 5 rapid fire would you rather questions. So maybe we'll go Maddie, John, Madison for the order for all of these questions. I'll just go ahead and fire off the question and each of you can give your response and then we'll move on to the next one. So first question, would you rather compete in Dairy Bowl or Dairy Jeopardy?
I would have to say Dairy Bowl. I really like the team environment.
I'd have to agree with Dairy Bowl. I like working as a team.
Well, I'm going to have to disagree and say Dairy Jeopardy. I enjoy getting to kind of study on my own and kind of rely on myself. So I'd have to say Dairy Jeopardy.
Well, I don't think you can go wrong either way. Next question, would you rather do an early morning milking or a late night barn check?
I would have to say early morning milking. I like getting an early start to the day and being able to greet the ladies in the morning.
I'd probably say the late night check. I mean, I don't care for either one of them, but if I had to choose between the two, I'd rather stay up a little later and do the check.
Agree with John. I would have to go with the late night barn check. I'm not an early bird. I'd very much rather stay up late and check in the barn than have to get up early to milk cows.
Okay, this is a fun one. Would you rather have an unlimited supply of ice cream for the year or an unlimited supply of fitting supplies for the year?
I would definitely have to say an unlimited supply of fitting supplies. I think it would make things a little easier.
I'm gonna have to go with ice cream. I love ice cream.
I also have to go with ice cream. I think I eat ice cream more throughout the year and spend more money on that than fitting supplies each year. So I think I'd have to go with the unlimited supply of ice cream.
I love it. Okay, next question. Would you rather have the grand champion of the International Junior Holstein Show at World Dairy Expo or be the judge of the show?
I would have to say it would be a pretty big honor to have the grand champion of the International Junior Holstein Show. Being able to breed a cow of that honor would be pretty cool.
Even though having a grand champion of the junior show would be really, really cool, I would honestly say I'd rather judge the show. I really love dairy judging, and I think that would be really fun to do.
I'm gonna agree with Maddie. Definitely to have the grand champion. I think I'd be nervous to judge the show at such a high level and make maybe the wrong call and get backlash for that. So I'd probably rather have the grand champion.
That's a tough one for sure. Okay, final question, cheddar or mozzarella cheese?
Mozzarella for me.
I'd have to say cheddar.
I'd also have to say cheddar because I'm a lover for sharp cheddar cheese.
I love a good sharp cheddar cheese too, Madison. Well, thank you to all 3 of you for joining us today. It was wonderful to learn a little bit more about the Junior Holstein Association and the Junior Advisory Committee, as well as all of your unique stories and plans for the future as well. Thanks for listening to this episode of Holstein Connections. Whether you're in the barn, on the road, or just tuning in for your dose of dairy news, we're glad you're here. Until next time, this is Holstein Connections.